Exactly what's expected, you become predictable, replaceable, and easy to control. On the flip side, questioning policies or pushing boundaries often results in pushback, punishment, or being labeled as difficult. This keeps the majority locked in place, obedient to the company's goals, which rarely align with their personal ambitions. The system also feeds dependency by making you rely on external sources for your livelihood, status, and survival. You depend on a paycheck, on government programs, on social approval. When your freedom depends on these things, you're less likely to rebel or take risks. Dependence creates fear, and fear breeds obedience. If you lose your job, your benefits, or your place in society, what will you do? The system banks on that fear to keep you compliant. It's a subtle but powerful form of control that traps many in cycles of mediocrity and obedience. Media and culture play a role too. They glorify the good worker, the obedient citizen, the one who doesn't rock the boat. Meanwhile, independent thinkers, rebels, and disruptors are either ignored or painted as troublemakers. This social pressure pushes people to conform, to avoid standing out. When everyone is conditioned to want approval and acceptance, it's easier for the system to maintain order. You learn early that stepping out of line means being ostracized or punished, so most people choose to obey rather than risk isolation. Even laws and regulations are often designed to limit freedom under the guise of protection. They set boundaries around what you can and cannot do, which in many cases serve to protect the interests of the powerful rather than empower the individual. The more rules you follow blindly, the less control you have over your own life. Every rule you obey without question chips away at your independence. Breaking free from this system isn't easy because it's all around you and woven into your daily life. But recognizing that the system is built to keep you obedient and dependent is the first step. Once you see the design, you can start to dismantle it in your own mind and life. You begin by questioning everything you've been taught to accept without thought. You stop relying on external validation and start building your own source of power. You stop playing by rules meant to limit you and start creating your own rules that serve your goals. The system's design is clever, but it's not unbreakable. Every successful person who has truly won understands this. Obedience is the chain that holds most people down. Independence is the key to freedom and true success. If you want to win, you have to become aware of the system's traps. Refuse to play by their rules and build your life on your own terms. Discipline gets misunderstood all the time. Most people think discipline means following orders, sticking rigidly to rules, or grinding away at tasks someone else assigned. They believe that if they just do what they're told and keep working hard, success will come. That's the obedient mindset disguised as discipline. But real discipline isn't about obeying. It's about mastering yourself, controlling your impulses, and making choices that serve your unique vision and goals. It's the difference between being a robot who follows orders and being a warrior who controls his own fate. When you discipline yourself, you're not giving control to someone else or a system. You're not blindly following a schedule just because it's expected. Instead, you're deciding exactly what's worth your time, energy, and focus. You're aware of your weaknesses and temptations, and you conquer them on your own terms. Discipline means saying no to distractions, no to short-term pleasure, and no to laziness. But it also means saying yes to your personal growth, your goals, and your freedom. It's a conscious act of self-control that requires mental toughness, not obedience. The problem is that many people mistake external control for discipline. They let bosses, routines, and social expectations dictate how they spend their days. They think if I can just keep showing up on time and doing what I'm told, I'm disciplined. But that's not discipline. That's compliance. True discipline comes from within, and it's far harder because it means you're responsible for yourself without anyone else pushing you. It means getting up early not because someone orders you to, but because you want to build something meaningful. It means pushing through pain or boredom because your mission demands it, not because your boss is watching. Self-discipline also requires a level of self-awareness that most people avoid. You have to understand what triggers your weaknesses, where your focus slips, and what habits drain your energy. Then you design your life to eliminate those triggers and build habits that empower you. This process can't happen if you're always waiting for someone else's rules or instructions. You have to take control, be brutally honest with yourself, and constantly adjust your behavior to stay on track. That's discipline. Another important aspect is that self-discipline is flexible. It's not about rigidly following a set path because that path belongs to someone else. It's about being adaptable and smart enough to change your strategy when needed while never losing sight of your ultimate goal. This is why the most disciplined people don't always do what everyone else does. They create their own rules, their own routines, and their own standard. They're not trapped in obedience. They're free, focused, and relentless because discipline belongs to them. When you control yourself, you stop being a victim of circumstances. You stop blaming the system, the economy, or your boss for your failures. You understand that success or failure is on you because you are the one in charge of your actions. This mindset shift is massive because it takes power away from external forces and puts it firmly in your hands. You become unstoppable because no matter what happens outside, you have the inner strength to stay disciplined and keep moving forward. The obedient worker who waits for instructions and follows orders can never reach this level of control because they've outsourced their discipline to others. They're only as disciplined as the system allows them to be. But the self-disciplined warrior is free. They make decisions based on their values, their goals, and their vision, not based on commands from others. This is the true meaning of discipline and the foundation for winning big in life. If you want to break out of the pack and become exceptional, start mastering yourself. Stop confusing obedience with discipline. Build mental toughness, control your impulses, and design a life where you are the boss of your time and energy. That's how you turn discipline from a burden into your greatest weapon. Success is never found by following the herd. The herd moves in one direction because it's comfortable, safe, and predictable. But comfort and safety don't build empires, they build mediocrity. The moment you submit to the herd mentality, you give up your chance to stand out, to dominate, and to win. The truth is, success requires rebellion. It demands that you break away from the crowd, question the conventional wisdom, and reject the pressure to conform. If you want to win on your own terms, you can't just be another face in the crowd, because the crowd is designed to keep you small. When you submit to herd mentality, you lose your individuality and your edge. You do what everyone else does because it's easier than thinking for yourself or taking risks. The herd convinces you that this is how things are done, that this is the safe route, and that if it worked for them, it'll work for you. But real winners know that if you want to reach the top, you have to be willing to do things others aren't. You have to be willing to go left when everyone else goes right, to push harder when everyone else slows down, and to stand alone when everyone else follows. Rebellion against herd mentality isn't just about being different for the sake of it. It's about critical thinking and self-belief. It's about trusting your own judgment over the crowd's opinion. Herd mentality is powerful because it plays on human nature. We want approval, we fear rejection, and we avoid conflict. But the cost of submission is your potential. When you conform, you trade your dreams for the comfort of belonging. You trade your power for the illusion of safety. That trade-off is what keeps most people stuck in average lives while a few outliers break free and build extraordinary ones. Think about the most successful entrepreneurs, athletes, and innovators. They all share one trait. They rebelled against what everyone else believed or did. They ignored the noise, took unpopular stands, and pushed boundaries. They understood that true progress comes from challenging the norms that keep the herd in place. Herd mentality favors obedience and discourages risk. It punishes those who think differently with criticism, exclusion, or doubt. But those are exactly the obstacles winners overcome. They don't seek permission or validation from the herd. They create their own path regardless of the critics. Another important factor is that herd mentality kills creativity. When everyone thinks the same way, ideas become stale and opportunities become limited. Success requires fresh ideas, bold moves, and innovation. That can only happen when you break free from the pack and dare to think differently. Submission keeps your mind in a box. Rebellion frees it to explore new possibilities. You can't innovate by copying. You innovate by challenging and creating. Rebellion also builds resilience. When you go against the grain, you face resistance, criticism, and setbacks, but those challenges are what build mental toughness, the very quality that separates winners from the rest. The herd collapses under pressure, the rebel stands firm. Rebellion sharpens your focus, strengthens your resolve, and forces you to adapt and grow. It's uncomfortable and risky, but it's necessary if you want to succeed. Finally, success demands rebellion because it's a declaration of self-ownership. Submitting to herd mentality means giving others power over your life. Rebellion means taking that power back. It means deciding that you will not be limited by what others think or what society expects. You own your choices, your vision, and your future. That ownership is the foundation of all great success. If you want to win, don't blend in. Don't submit to the herd. Rebel. Think independently. Challenge everything, because only those who dare to be different ever truly dominate. Listen up. Hard work alone won't make you a winner if all you do is obey. The system is built to keep you in line, to keep you average, and to keep you dependent. Real success demands breaking free from that cage. It demands that you stop following orders like a robot and start thinking, acting, and leading for yourself. Discipline isn't obedience, it's self-mastery. Winning isn't about fitting in with the herd, it's about rebelling against it and carving your own path. If you want to rise above the masses, you've got to challenge every rule, question every norm, and take full control of your life. The truth is harsh, but it's simple. Obey and you lose. Lead, rebel, and own your journey, and then you win. The choice is yours. What are you going to do?